Hello, my name is John Fowler. I'm a trucking across the USA. Yeah, I'm trucking just about every day. Yeah, I'm trucking. So what you got to say? I'd like to hear it today. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd like to hear it today.
Hey Joey, just impromptu. I'm just checking it out. Can you hear me okay? Just seeing if the setup is working.
From somewhere in the United States of America, it's Trucker John O.T.R. Who knows where I'll be live streaming from? It could be a rest area. It could be a truck stop. Or maybe even a Walmart parking lot. That's right. Every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. It's the Trucker John OTR live stream. That's right. It's going down. It's going down.
It's going down. All right, so I'm here in Weed, California. Just checking in. I got a parking spot. It was already full. A lot of times I park there's a dirt lot just down the street here, right in front of the Starbucks. But I'm over here at the Pilot truck stop, and it was pretty full. So I got one of these reserve parkings. There was two reserve spots left, and I got a lot of points, so I just used points. I try never to pay cash for those, so I use my points. So that's what I did. There was two spots left on the reserve. There was some parking over here, some free parking, but it was kind of a big cluster F going on. And so I just said, "Well, I'll just take one of these spots instead, since I got the points." And so I just said, "Well, I'll just take one of these." But I guess I'm coming through loud and clear. Um, I guess I'm going to try and do a show in the morning. I'm not sure if I will or not, to tell the truth, because I got to be up in Sumner, Washington, and there's some confusion on that load on whether or not what the time is on that delivery. So I might just have to get up early and just go, um, before 9 a.m. I might have to just get up really early, um, like 6 or something like that, and just get up there. I'm still 500 miles away, so I might not go live. But I sent in a message because the thing that's confusing about that load is it says it's a drop and hook, and if it's a drop and hook, and they give you kind of like an all-day window to drop it, then that's no big deal. I can just get there whenever I get there. But the confusing part about it is that it says that the average, because what they do is they give you an average time on site, and it says 2 hours. So that indicates to me that that's a live unload. In other words, I'm supposed to back up to a dock, and they're supposed to unload it. If it's a drop and hook, it's usually just they'll put it as a 30-minute average time on site. So that's why I'm confused. I sent in a message. I didn't call. I just went ahead and sent a message. I thought someone would get back to me on the messaging system here while I was driving, but no one ever got back to me. And if I call now it's what they call third shift or overnight shift, and they'll end up just telling me to call my regular people in the morning anyhow. So, and they're all back east. They're back in Wisconsin. The overnight shift might even be like South Carolina, so they're like 3 hours difference. The Wisconsin people are 2 hours different. They're Central Time. So I'm out here on the West Coast. So that all kind of screws everything up with all these different time zones that we deal with. So I might not go in the morning. I don't know. I'm just depends on how much time I have. Or I might just do. I could if I leave early. Let's say I leave at 6 in the morning. I could drive for about 3 hours, and if there's like a rest area, like the thing says, if I'm a rest area, who knows where I'll be, right? So I might be able to do a rest area and just take a break, maybe take a half-hour break, just do a quick little check in, and maybe shoot some video from wherever I'm at. Like right now, you're getting this beautiful blurry shot of out my windshield. Let's see if it'll focus in a little better, or I could reverse it. And there's me. Hello, everyone. So this is weed. That mountain in the background, if you can see it, I call it Baby Shasta, but I think it's called Shastina or something like that, because to the east of that mountain, about just a few miles to the east, and you can't really see it because the trees are blocking it, but is Mount Shasta is like right over to the left here, and so I call this one here, I call it Baby Shasta because I'm clever that way. But I actually think it's called Shastina or Shastina, something like that. So I see we got two people, we got two thumbs up and two people viewing, so that's a pretty good ratio. Um, oh, did you find out about AB5 there? Yeah, it's. I haven't really looked into it lately. I remember when it all was happening, like in 2019. Uh, pretty much what I told you. That's pretty much all I know about it. But I haven't heard the updates. Uh, all I know is it's a pretty screwy deal. I think it was screwy, but at least for truck drivers and actually, I mean, there were all kinds of industries. People that were contractors, like people in the entertainment industry, or uh, you know, uh, I think paralegals, all kinds of people that are independent contractors, but they contract with other companies that do the same work that they do, and everyone got kind of screwed out of those jobs. Right? And people like we like being independent contractors because we are independent. You know, I would much rather be an independent contractor truck driver than a company truck driver. I don't really want to ever be a company truck driver ever again. I like being an independent contractor, even though I am contracting with one company, and it's very similar in that way of being a company driver. But I pick my own loads. I can work as hard as I want or as easy as I want. I really don't have to answer to anyone as long as I don't screw up and uh, you know be reckless or something. Then I'm okay. And I almost never, I never have to answer to anyone really. I mean, I just do my thing. Every now and then, I have to talk to Wisconsin, to Green Bay, just to get information or whatever. But it's pretty cool the way it is. But being a company driver, you're really at the mercy of whoever your manager is, like your dispatcher. You're kind of at the mercy of how good or bad they are, and you get the loads from them. You don't get to pick your own loads. So that's the main thing, and the pay is better too. So that's the other main thing. I mean, company drivers, you're only making like 35 cents a mile. whatever it is, 35. Maybe it went up to 38. I don't know if they're making 40 or not. But as a independent contractor, I'm usually making $2 a mile, or sometimes 250 a mile, sometimes 280 a mile. I mean, it could be anywhere from $1.80 a mile to I've seen, you know, sometimes $4 or $5. Those are kind of short loads, but your average, what I average is probably, I'm sure it's over $2 a mile, uh, probably around in that 230 to 250 a mile range. And as a company driver, you're making 30 cents, 35 cents. It's ridiculous. Now, it took me a long time. I had to buy this truck. It was a $165,000 truck. And it took me 5 years to pay it off. And it was very expensive payments. The payments were like $3,000 a month. Uh, but I did it, and I'm glad I did it. And now this truck is almost, I'm going to be needing to get a new one probably. Hopefully, I can make this last for a couple more years. This truck, squeeze every mile out of it that I can. So that's the truck driver life. So I was just wondering. So right now I'm using the AirPods again, and I really can't hear. I mean, I can hear myself talking, but I'm just wondering if it sounds better like that. That's kind of what I was going to test. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take the AirPro earpods, whatever they're calling them. I think I'm going to take those out, and then I'll see if I like which sound I like better. All right, so that's the experiment. Okay, I'm taking them out. Okay, so now I am just talking, just the mic on the iPad is what's picking me up now. So Jolie, if you can hear me, let me know if you can hear me, and if you can tell a difference in the sound of my voice. Does it sound louder, or does it sound? You can barely hear me. Okay. So using the AirPods is better then. It's better. Huge difference. Yeah. See, and I've got my truck running. Here, Okay, I shut my truck off. How does it sound with my truck off? Does it sound any different? I sound really far away. Yeah, I'm about probably at least 2 feet away from the iPad. I got the iPad resting up on the dashboard, and it's no better. Okay, I'm gonna put the AirPods. Now, how's it sound? Is it better? Test, 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 test. I got the Apple AirPro earpods. I think that's what they're called. So just let me know if you can you hear me, and no change. So I wonder what happened, because it was in there, and I think it should be sound check. You guys can hear me or not? It said it was connected. So, So it doesn't sound. It doesn't sound. Could you hear me now? All right. So maybe it just had to warm up. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, I got the earpods in. So I guess that's the way I'm going to do it from now on when I'm in the truck. because I noticed on a couple of my previous videos or live streams that I did, uh, I put the iPad up on this dashboard, and then I'm sitting back in my seat, and so my mouth is probably at least 2 or 3 feet away from the iPad, and that's why I had that far away sound. And if I put these AirPods in, then it sounds better. So that's the deal. So I'm glad that's working. So if I do that, and then see on my iPhone, I've got my iPhone hooked up to a little Bose speaker, and that's what if I play. That's where I play my music. See, so that's playing on my iPhone, and I've got the Bose speaker hooked up to it. Can you hear the? Let me know if you can hear the music. And let's see. So is the music coming through? See on my iPhone, and okay. So see what just happened is when I went to the music. I don't know if this is interesting or not, but so on the iPhone, I also have the YouTube feed. I'm watching the YouTube feed on the iPhone because I can see the chat better. On the iPad, it's like it'll just show if someone chats, it'll just sort of flash on for like a couple seconds and then it just disappears. I don't know why the thing's getting all blurry. And then, but on the iPhone, the chat just stays on and I can just look down and I can see what you guys are saying or whatever. But if I go over to put the music on, then the YouTube on my iPhone will just it'll just stop, but it's still playing on here, which is the main. This is where I'm broadcasting from. Is from the iPad. Okay. So anyhow, but I'm using the iPhone to watch the chat. So if you see me looking around and I'm over here and I'm over here and I'm over here, it's just that's what it is. I've got my iPhone over here, and that's where the chat is. Now I guess I do have another little stand in the back for the. I could put that up. I could put the iPhone on the dash right next to the iPad, and I could watch the chat. And so I'm not doing too much of this. I could just sort of cheat a little bit, like, oh yeah. Anyhow, maybe I'll work that out later. So okay, so you guys can hear me, and just kind of working some kinks out here. So here I am. It's all dark. I could do a red light kind of an effect because I got a red light up here. I could do just that light there. Yeah, I'm sitting here. Here's my steering wheel. Yeah, I could do like Trump. Remember when Trump just got in the truck and he was like, and he made that face. He made this face. He goes, I hate Donald Trump. I hate him. So anyhow, this is getting all blurry. All these headlights and the bugs on the windshield. It's not quite as good of a shot as it was earlier. I guess because it's gotten so dark. At first, there was a little bit of sunlight still, and so I guess it was light enough where the shot wasn't so blurry. But now, if you go to the shot, it's just all blurry now. God, that's a little bit better. You see that truck pulling around? This is a very, very busy pilot truck stop here in Weed. And this whole town, this little town, or this part of the town, is kind of like one big truck stop. Like across the street, there's a market, and then there's some fast food places and a gas station, and every little place that you can park by this time at night, like right now it's 9:14 Pacific time. Uh, every little spot gets filled up by a big rig. So this whole south end of Weed, um, is just one big truck parking lot. And usually I guess I got here a little bit too late because I usually park in the other lot down by the Starbucks, but it was completely full. And then I came over here and I just got lucky and I got a spot. And then there's just a couple of streets that you can park on, and the cops will kind of let you get away with parking there at like overnight, I think, because one time I parked on this one street and it said no parking, but the whole street was lined with trucks. So I was like, well, I guess I can park here. And then sure enough, though, it was like I don't know 7 o'clock in the morning, and someone's pounding on my door, and it was a cop. And he's like, "You're gonna have to move, or I'm gonna write you up." I'm like, "Okay, thanks." And he was just. I saw him go down to the next guy, knocked on his door. So he was getting everybody, a wake up call, basically, just tell him clear the street out, or I'm gonna write you up. So you can't really park on the street, at least not past 7 a.m. I guess. If it's overnight, he was willing to look the other way for the overnight part, the nighttime parking. But so do you think that shot was spooky? Like, 'cause it was blurry? It's kind of, see, now it's blurry. And then when the truck comes by close by, it kind of clears up the shot. But when it's a far away shot like that, it just doesn't know what bug to focus on, I guess. What light. Yeah. So anyhow, I've been here. I've been trying to get more people to come to the channel, and people will say, "Yeah, I'll go check it out," and then they don't. They don't check it out. It kind of hurts my feelings. You know, it's funny. There's this one YouTube channel I just discovered the other day. Now I know Jolie and Kiki Streets. We all pretty much listen to the same uh, people, right? We pretty much listen to. Oh yeah, the dark lighting. Oh yeah, okay. Um, you know, I listened to Stephanie Miller. Then I listened to. I used to just go right straight to Tom Hartman, but then probably the last couple of years since Hal started doing his thing, I started listening to Hal, and then I usually listen to the last hour of Tom, and then from there goes to Randy Rhodes, and then I'll listen to it. Nicole Sandler has an hour. I'll listen to her show, and then Hal usually comes on at 3, unless it's Thursdays, but like tomorrow he said he's coming on at 3. So that's pretty much it. And then I used to listen to Mike Malloy. Remember him? He's kind of this crazy old guy, uh, and he's been a talk show guy for years and years and years, right? And then there's Tara Devlin. I'll listen to Tara Devlin's show, and then she comes on YouTube channel, and it's, like a couple nights a week. So anyhow, but Mike Malloy, he's kind of famous, I guess, or well known, or in the progressive, talk show universe. He's been around for a long time, and so on my, on the YouTube thing, where it comes up, where these shows come up, right? They pop up things to watch, right? And it said I think it had like kind of like a logo. And it says like the Michael Malloy Show or something like that. So I thought, oh, it's Mike Malloy, right? So I click on it, and it's this old guy in his bedroom, and he's just doing like a kind of like what I do, basically just kind of talk and shoot the shit, right? But I'm going, is that Mike Malloy? I go, wow, he looks different. He's like, I don't know. And so I'm just watching it and I'm going, wait a minute, this says Michael Malloy. It's not Mike Malloy. It's not like the Mike Malloy. This is like just some other dude named has the same name, and he made like some kind of logo, and he's totally playing off of that name. But anyhow, I went ahead and friended him, or I went ahead and subscribed, and I've been going on there and hanging out on there anyhow. Even though at first that first realization is kind of like, I think he's I think he's trying to pull a fast one here with the Michael Malloy thing. But so anyhow, I've been going on his show, and that guy goes on a lot, and it's kind of interesting. But I thought it was kind of funny how I got kind of fooled by the name, the Michael Malloy. It's not Mike Malloy. It's two different people, completely different. So anyhow, if you see the Michael Malloy, I mean, you can go on there and subscribe to him. He's not bad. I mean, he's just a regular dude, just like me, just trying to build up a show and talk and shoot the shit, and have a little community. Yeah, it was kind of funny. I was at first, I was like, wait a minute, that's not Mike Malloy. So here I am at the pilot. I'm probably gonna check the shower status here in a minute. When I went in there, I just ran in real quick because on the app there was only two of these. They call it prime parking. There was only two spots left, and after because and their whole thing is set up on like on Eastern time, and I'm out here on Western, Pacific time, and so at a certain time, I think it's after 4 p.m. maybe or 5 p.m. It's like you can't reserve a spot on this app because it just goes to the next day. So like right now it's the 27th, but the app, since it's all East Coast based, and I know it's not like I know you think it would be 9 p.m. because 9 p.m. would be midnight out there, but it's not 9 p.m. It's like earlier than that where you can't. I think it's like 4 or 5 p.m. Do you can't set up. You can't just do it online like if it's earlier in the day, I could just reserve a spot. Boom, boom, boom. I don't even have to run in there. Why? I have to run in there just to get my little window tag, but I could do that afterwards, right? So when I came in here, all the spots, someone was lying or cheating because all the spots were taken, even though the app said there was two available, right? And it just so happens that as I pulled around, the guy that was in this spot that I'm in now, he was backing out. So he just probably got fuel, came in here, wanted to go have lunch or something real quick, and then leave, right? And whatever he did. So he pulled out, he backed out, and he left. So I went ahead, grabbed the spot really quick, boom, and then I ran into the ran because I can't run. I'm old, but I went as fast as I could into the store, and I'm like, I want to get a spot, man. And I have my because you have like an app. I have like a pilot app, and it has like a barcode and it has all my points on there and stuff. So he said, yeah, no problem. And did you get a spot already? Did you park? And I go, yeah, I parked. And I grabbed it. I think that was the last one I saw, even though it said there's two left. And he goes, yeah, there should be two left. But so I go, well, I got my spot. And so he went ahead and took just scanned my barcode, and I just told him use the points. I had points, so he used the points, and then I got my little window tag. But it's kind of hairy this time of night, man. These spots just go, and you get can get pretty. I've almost gotten into fights, into fist fights over parking spots, and then I remember it was a couple years ago. I think it was just before COVID broke out. So it's been like over 2 years ago. I almost got into a fight, and then I remembered, and I was going to fight the guy, and then I remember I just stopped, and then the other guy like looked at me. He was like, "What's the matter, bro? Did you get scared or something like that?" And then I just go, "No." I go, "Dude, I just remembered that I'm old." And then he laughed, and I laughed, and we all laughed. But I actually was, because in my younger days, I could have taken this guy, I could have kicked this guy's ass. But then all of a sudden, I had this realization that I'm not young anymore. I'm old, and I'm not a good old. I'm like kind of an old, broken down old, you know. But I literally I was just about to just start pounding this dude, and I was going to pound him into the ground, and I was going to throw him down. I was gonna beat his ass because he stole a spot that I was trying to get into. But then I remembered. I just had this realization that, dude, I can't do that. I can't physically do that shit anymore. That was 2 years ago, over 2 years ago, and I'm even worse now. I mean, so now I'm just like, I realized I'm old, I'm weak, I'm banged up. I can't, I can't brawl anymore. Sorry, guys. Sorry to burst everyone's bubble, but yeah, those days are behind me. Those old days. But it was funny though, because I mean it was like go time. I was gonna. It was just that moment where I was just gonna start throwing, and then I just stopped. It was funny. I could feel it in my. I could feel the adrenaline going through me. Like if you've ever been into a fight, you get this adrenaline, and I kind of felt it, and then I just let it go, and I was just like, because it's like an epiphany. I was like, wait a minute, I have a hard time getting out of the truck and walking into the pilot. What makes me think that I can, you know, physically pick this guy up and throw him into the ground and beat his ass. That's because that's what I was going to do. And and then and it's funny. He must have seen a look on my face or something because he just kind of backed up. He's like, "What up?" He's like, "What's wrong, bro?" Or something like that. Or he's like, and it's funny. I think he said like, "Are you scared now all of a sudden?" or something like that. I was just like, "No, dude. I just realized. I just remembered that I'm old. I'm too old for this shit, man." And then we both just busted up laughing. And then I remember I just started walking back to my truck, and I turned around and I just go, "You're still a fucking asshole for stealing my spot that I was trying to back into." Because what the deal was, I pulled up, I started backing into a spot, and he had this like little tanker that's a lot more maneuverable, and he just went in and just snaked the spot, and it was like the last spot in the whole parking lot, and I needed a spot, right? And so, but here's what happened. Then I think I was able to back in far enough to where he couldn't get in either. That's what happened. And so we were in a standoff. He wasn't going to give up his position. I wasn't going to give up my position. And then it started causing like a big traffic jam in the parking lot. And so that's when I got out, and I got up on his steps of his truck, and I said, "Hey, motherfucker, get out of your truck, motherfucker." Uh, I go, "Look, this is my spot. I was backing into it," and he's just like, "Oh," and he's a younger guy. He was like probably in his 30s or 40s or whatever, and he was just like, "Oh, calm down, old man," or something like that. I'm like, "Fuck you, man." I don't know. And then so I go, I start yelling. I'm like, "Get out of here right now! I'm gonna kick your ass." And he opens the door, and he stands up, and that's when I was just gonna. And he was standing on. I was on the ground at that point, and he was standing on his steps of his truck, and that's when I was just gonna, because I'm an old football player, man. I was just gonna like grab him around his knees or around his waist, and I was gonna just throw him on the ground, and then I was gonna get on top of him and just beat his face in. That's what I was gonna do. But then I just had this realization, like, I can't do that anymore, man. I don't physically have the strength to do that shit anymore. And then that's when I stopped. That's when the whole thing came That's we laughed. Yeah, getting old sucks. And the thing is, for the last see, I'm 61, and I know there's a lot of guys. They stay in shape and they work out, and they could probably still do a lot of things. But since I've been driving since 2004, I really have become just sort of I don't know if it's lethargic, but just sedentary. I mean, and there are drivers that are dedicated to still working out. Like they'll drive just as much as I drive or more, but still they can find time to get some running in. They find time to find a gym or whatever. I've seen some guys strap like weights right like on the outside of the truck, right behind the cab there. Um, like one guy I saw, he bungee corded like a weight bench, and he had a bunch of weight, so he would park, and then he would take up a parking spot next to him, which is kind of not cool. But he would do it like early in the day when there wasn't. Well, the time I saw him, it was like early in the day, and there was a lot of spots. So, but he set up his bench, and he had like weights, and he was out there pumping iron out in the parking lot. So 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 there are guys that still what I'm saying. I guess I can't just use an excuse that I'm a truck driver, but that's my excuse. I'm a truck driver, and I just drive all day, and I drive 10 hours a day or whatever, and I just don't have the energy to work out. And then now it's gotten to the point where now I am old, and I've got almost 20 years of driving and the sedentary lifestyle building up, and so I think I'm a lot maybe older than what a average 1-year-old would be physically. I think maybe weaker than what your average 61-year-old would be. Maybe I don't know. So the really good stuff, yeah. After dark, yeah. This is the really good stuff. Talking about fights, but you can see this place is still busy. There's a line of trucks. There's trucks still trying to get through here, but back when I first started driving, or over the years, I could probably tell stories about seeing a naked woman walk across the parking lot. I've seen used to see lot lizards. What we used to call lot lizards. Um, if everyone knows that, it's basically a truck stop prostitute. Back when I first started, I used to see those. You used to see lot lizards all over the place. You never see them anymore. Things have really changed. Like I think it's because of the internet. I think because guys could just either porn is so accessible, and you can just kind of take care of that kind of business, maybe, or maybe there's escorts. I don't know online, but since about 2010 or so, it seems like I've hardly ever seen any lot lizards. So now I know there's certain places in the country. I hear people still talk about them, but I don't really go all over the country anymore like I used to. I just pretty much West Coast. But I'm sure there's a few hot spots still that have a lot of that going on. But for me personally, I almost never see like those first 5-6 years that I was driving. You'd see them all over. Um, so your aunt used to be a lot lizard. Is that true? That's kind of funny. I mean, you know, extra money. Go down to the truck stop, make a few extra bucks. Nothing wrong with that, huh? Wow, she married one of her regulars. Well, that's nice. Yeah. That's cool that they met each other, and You just never know where you're going to find the one, right? Could be down there at the truck stop. But I think I got to turn the engine back on because it's still hot here. It's kind of hot. Let's see. Well, according to this, it's down to 81. But I'll roll down the windows. Yeah, it's kind of a cool breeze coming through. So yeah, maybe I won't have to idle the engine tonight. Maybe we'll get a cool breeze going through here. But so yeah, I mean, I guess if I were to tell stories about lot lizards and fights and wrecks, helping people see, and seeing injured people and seeing dead people, and I could tell those stories, and it would make it sound like that happens every day, but it really doesn't. I mean, you could go years and years and years without any of those type of incidents. But then when I've got like 18 years of driving, and if I mentioned all those things, it would be a lot of things, and it would sound like, man, that's exciting. It happens, all that stuff that happens. But like I say, I mean, you can go years and years and years without anything happening. But when you recount those things, then it probably sounds like it happens every day. You know. So Planet Fitness in the middle of the night. Yeah, you could go. It's not crowded, right? You can just go from station to station. Yeah. All right, so we got 3 people watching. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. I really would like to get more subscribers and more likers. So, you guys like to look at trucks? I know some people like looking at trucks and stuff. That's the thing about the internet. You can be from anywhere in the world, and it might be kind of amazing to see like American trucks, big rigs, what it's like, what's it about. So this is sort of recap. I'm up here in a town called Weed, California. It's right off Interstate 5, about 5 miles south of the Oregon state line. If that helps you out, if you want to Google map it, you can find out the area. So this is like the second or third guy making a U-turn to go out. I guess it's a smart thing because if you can see, there's another guy like backing up out of that corner. A little hazardous over there. But yeah, we got 4 people. Welcome to the fourth person. I don't know who. Only one in the chat I see is Jolie and Keeper Streets. I wish I had an EV big rig. I don't know how long it's going to be. I might be retired before those actually start coming out um, for over the road use. I know Tesla has got their big rig, and I think I read where some companies like Pepsi or Coke have been kind of testing them in their eats. Like it's more like a local delivery type stuff. Um, and I really haven't heard the results of that. But as far as over the road, I don't know how long we're going to be away from a good, reliable over the road truck that can go 500-600 miles on a charge, and then can charge overnight, like get a full charge, and have the power to haul, 40,000 pound, 45,000 pound load. You know, I might be retired by the time that really starts coming out in the mainstream. Because I'm 61 now. Who knows? I might go a few more years. I don't know. I mean, I was thinking maybe 7 or 8 years, but I don't know. Who knows? Just heat an EV that uses a good amount of energy and have heat pumps. Uh, but I think all of the manufacturers, not just Tesla, but I'm pretty sure Freightliner and Volvo and probably Peterbilt and Kenworth, they're probably all working on EV trucks. I just don't know how many years away we are from actually, realistically having changing over in that. But the thing is, the cars are coming along pretty good. So I think we're going to see this in stages, and I think within the next 5 years or so, you're going to see that guy's going to hop the curb. Oh my God, check this out. He doesn't want to back in from the other side. So can you see that blue truck? He's hopping the curb. And then there's like a 5 or 6 foot kind of dirt area, and then there's another curb, and it's going to drop off almost. I bet you that's about almost a foot, and he doesn't want to go around and back it in like a truck driver, so he's going to just hop those curbs. Oh, but wait a minute, somebody else, what the hell? Somebody else comes in from the other direction, but maybe he might be backing into another spot on the other side, or did he just head in? Oh, wow. That's kind of funny in a way. Like, why? Okay, so why would the blue truck even A, why would you even hop those curbs? You're gonna fuck the truck up. But B, now this other truck is a red truck. I mean, did they not see the red truck heading in? But see, now he's backing up, so I don't know if he's maybe backing into another spot, because I think the blue truck is still gonna try for this spot. Oh my God! Or no, I guess he's leaving. He's he's going the wrong way through the fuel bays. Guess he changed his mind. I tell you, you sit here long enough, you'll see some shit, man. You'll see some shit. Maybe going on at night is better. If I was okay, here's the hot spots. Go down to Amarillo, Texas, or Oklahoma City. Uh, those are the places that used to be the biggest for lot lizards. And I bet you we can set up a camera. You probably see lot lizards. You probably see fights. You probably see wrecks. People wrecking their trucks and shit, doing stupid shit like that guy was gonna do. That was crazy. I don't. It might not seem too crazy to anyone watching, but I just thought that was crazy. That guy was gonna hop those curbs, and that's the second curb is a pretty big drop off, and I think he would have fucked up the whole kind of under side on the cab of his truck. The whole little, it's like a aerodynamic thing. I don't know what they call it. See, this guy had a U-turn because there's a line of people. It's out of camera, to the left of the camera, and there's a big line because people are trying to back into these spots. There's a few spots left, parking spots, apparently, and so it's causing a backup. And so that guy just had enough, and he's like, "I was heading a U-turn." I've done that before. So okay, well, see now that spot. See that guy was backing in the red truck. He must have been. He just pulled into that spot and then to line up uh, another spot that's on the other side of that lane. And he just backed into it. So now there's like two spots right there. It's like, or is that just one spot? From here I can't tell. No, I only do one spot. It looks like, well, something's coming in there. Someone, he's that's that same truck. Okay, good. What is taking him so long to just? I guess because I guess he's not parking there. He's like I said. I think he's backing into another spot on the other side, and it's just he's having a hard time getting lined up. I guess. Well, it's 9:47. It's almost my bedtime. Oh well. Oh shoot, that's right. I forgot I was going to check the shower situation. When I get on here, and I forgot. It's probably a big time right for the shower. So I can go on the app, the Pilot app. Oh my God, there's 11 guests in line for the showers. Ah, I guess I'm not taking a shower tonight. Because that's gonna take forever. I'll just get up early in the morning and there'll be nobody from mine. If I get up like 6 in the morning, there's usually no line at 6. So I forgot. I got carried away talking to y'all, talking to y'all. So anyhow, that's my day. With the windows down, could you guys hear like the other trucks? Was it making a lot of noise? Because I got the windows up now. I had them down for about the last, I don't know, what, 20 minutes or so. Did it sound okay with the windows down? it did, just let me know if there was any issues. Okay, so I guess that's it for now. Put the air about tomorrow. I guess if I go on, you'll see the notifications. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Uh, so if I do go on, it would be at 9 a.m. Pacific time. But I don't think I will. Actually, probably no show tomorrow because I do have a big day of driving. I got close to a 10-hour day. It's 9 hours, and I got to. And I, like I said, there's some confusion on that delivery on that load, but I better just play it safe and just get going. Um, yeah, I think with these AirPods in, my voice comes out pretty clear over whatever the background noise was. So that's good. All right. So anyhow, probably no show tomorrow at 9. I'll be driving, unless, like I said, unless I stop real quick and just do a little look in. I might just do that if I come up upon a rest area or a truck stop at about 9 a.m. Maybe I'll just stretch my legs for a little bit, maybe grab a cup of coffee, and maybe just go live real quick. Just a quick little deal. So let's see. Got my theme music. This music, I can play it because it's music that I made myself on GarageBand. So it's kind of cool. I can just play it and not get a copyright strike. Okay, gang. Thanks for coming on. Spur of the moment like that. And if I see you tomorrow, I might be on, might not be on. Might be just a quick one. And we'll shoot for Tuesday, next Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and tell everybody about it. Chuck and John. Is it a show? I just call it a live stream. Chuck and John live stream. All right, so from the pilot in Weed, California, I'm heading out. No, I'm not heading out. I'm going to bed. I'm going beddy bye. And hopefully I'll see you next Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Circle your calendar. Circle the day. 9 a.m. Pacific time, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Where, who knows, I'll be broadcasting from. It could be a rest area. Or it could be a truck stop. Or yes, it might even be a Walmart parking lot. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to y'all later. Ciao. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yeah, I guess I'm sure. Good night, everybody.